Dear students, welcome back. Today we are going to start with very fresh topic, that is pollination. Okay. Now why pollination should take place? The reason behind it is, unlike all the organisms, here in the flowering plants, gametes are non-motile, meaning they cannot move by themselves. That's why they need to brought together. Okay, so here what happens, transfer of pollen from anther to the stigma of the flower. Okay, so that process of transferring is known as pollination. Okay, so what is pollination? I told you, transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of carpel or pistil of the flower is termed as pollination. Okay, now depending on the source of pollination, from where the pollen are coming, okay, either from the same flower or from the different flower or the different flower from the different plants. So depending on that, pollination can be of different types. Typically, there are two types of pollination. One is self-pollination and second is cross-pollination. Okay, here name itself tells you self-pollination, meaning pollens will be transferred from anther to the stigma of the same flower. That will be self-pollination, same flower. So self-pollination. Cross-pollination will be transfer of pollen from the anther of particular flower to the next flower. Okay, either of same plant or different plant. Okay, but here two flowers are involved. Okay, so transfer of pollens from this flower to next flower. Okay, so here the process is referred as cross pollination. Okay, self pollination and cross pollination also has its own types. Okay, so let me tell you, the very first type is autogamy. Okay, very easy to remember. Gamy meaning gametes, auto meaning self. Okay, so gametes are transferred from same flower, so autogamy, and it is a type of self-pollination. Okay, so here what happens, if for example this is the flower. Okay, now this flower is having anther and stigma, both the reproductive structures are present, and here if the suppose there is anther, the pollens will transfer from this anther to the stigma of the same flower. Okay, the process is known as autogamy. See, transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower, the process is called as autogamy. Okay, now here there are some requirements. Okay, so autogamy to take place, some requirements are there, some necessity is there. The first necessity is anther release and stigma to become receptive. Okay, there should be synchronization between the both. For example, if anther is released, okay, and stigma is not able to receive, then there won't be any pollination. So stigma receptivity and dehiscence of anther, there should be synchronization between both this release. Okay, next, anther and stigma should lie close to each other. Okay, if self pollination to take place, obviously anther and stigma should be close to each other, otherwise there won't be any the process of pollination will not be so easy. Okay, so here they should be lying close to each other. Next, okay, so these are some examples, Viola and Commelina oxalis, these are some examples. With this example, there are some more types of autogamy that I will tell you. Okay, the first type of flower is chasmogamous flower. Okay, now what is chasmogamous flower? You can see the picture here. Chasmogamous flowers are the types of flowers wherein they have exposed anther and the stigma. So since stigma and anther are exposed, the pollination will take place very easily. Okay, but it is a type of autogamy, meaning pollinations, the self-pollination will take place over here. Anther is here, stigma is here. So pollens will be released from this anther, will sit on the stigma and pollination will take place. Okay. So autogamy, under autogamy there are two types of flower. The first type of flower is chasmogamous flower, wherein the flower is having anthers and stigma exposed. Okay. Next example is clistogamous flower. Now what is clistogamous flower? The flower remains closed. Okay, so the flowers do not open at all, we say. I'll show you the picture here. You can see this particular flower, they are not open like this flower, see. Okay, like this flower, they are not open. So this flowers does not open at all. This example you can take it, Commelina. Okay, so this is an example, Commelina, wherein flowers are not opened. So here stigma and the anther are they are lying closely to each other, very close to each other, and that's why pollination will take place at very fast rate over here. Okay, you can see one more picture. This is actually the viola which I was telling you, and this is Commelina. Okay, so flowers are exposed, anthers and stigma are exposed, and here the stigma and anthers are lying very close to each other because flower do not open. Okay, next I will tell you about cross pollination. As I told you about cross pollination, the pollens from one flower will move to the next flower. Okay, here how to remember this thing is, for example, this is one plant. Okay, let me tell you an example of this. Let me take this plant, okay, as an example. Now this plant are having 2 flowers. There can be n number of flowers. But now if suppose pollens from this flower, okay, or pollens from the anther are released and they are transferred to the next flower and they are sitting on the stigma of this flower, okay, but of the same plant, remember. Of the same plant, the pollens are released from one flower to the next flower. Okay, this type of pollination is called as geitonogamy. It is called as geitonogamy. Okay, see, transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of another flower of the same plant, the pollination is referred as geitonogamy. Okay, so it is a type of cross pollination because 2 flowers are involved over here, not the same flower. Okay, if it is same, it is called as autogamy. If here 2 plants are involved or 2 flowers are involved, so it is called as cross pollination. Okay, so here as I told you, pollens to release from the pollens has to transfer from this flower to next flower, and they cannot move by themselves. That's why they require some pollinating agents. Okay, now pollinating agents can be wind, can be insects also. Okay, depending on the pollens and the flowers, the pollinating agents are present. Next type is xenogamy. Now here I will tell you one more example. See, there are 2 different plants over here. Okay, now what happens? Pollens from this flower, okay, let me tell you, the pollens from this flower is transferred and comes on seeds on this flower. Okay, so there are 2 different plants involved, 2 different flowers and 2 different plants are involved over here. So this process is called as xenogamy. Okay, see, transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of different plant. Okay, so this is called as xenogamy. Xeno meaning different. Okay, different plants are involved, so xenogamy. So this is a perfect example of cross pollination wherein 2 different plants are involved, and here there will be a genetic variations. Okay, right, because there are 2 different plants are involved over here, so there may be genetic variations, whereas in the self pollination there won't be any genetic variation. Okay, pure lines will be produced, and this you know already. Okay, so genetically different types of pollen grains are involved over here, so variations can be seen. Okay, so we have seen today the kinds of pollination, right? There are 3 kinds of pollination we have learned: autogamy, geitonogamy and xenogamy. Autogamy is an example of self-pollination. Geitonogamy and xenogamy is an example of cross-pollination. Here auto meaning self, okay? So pollination within the same flower. Geitonogamy, pollination with pollination of the flowers of the same plants. Okay, 2 flowers are involved but of the same plant. Whereas xenogamy, pollination will involve 2 different plants itself. Okay, the flowers from 2 different plants are involved. So these are the kinds of pollination. Okay, in the next video we are going to see how exactly the pollens from one flower to is going or transferring to the next flower, which are the agents involved in this particular pollination. We are going to learn in the next video. Okay, thank you students.